I'm Jerry Pinzer-Rosenberg. I'm a chief attorney at the Chicago Transit Authority.
Jerry is a great trial partner and a great attorney because she's so exceptionally prepared. She just is very committed to everything that she does. She practices in a civil, appropriate, and really respectable manner. It makes me so proud as, another member of the Women's Bar and someone who feels like I'm watching her just blossom into this person that I always saw, but I'm glad other people can now see.
I'm Catherine Manerick, and I am a partner at Bartlett, Beck, Herman, Pallinger, and Scott here in Chicago.
I think Catherine is so deserving of this award because the work that she does is not for herself. She's achieved a lot, but her success and I feel like her satisfaction comes from helping other people. And there are days that I look at her and think you have to be exhausted, but the amazing thing about Catherine is she never lets on to that.
I'm Kathy Byrne, trial lawyer at Cooney and Conway.
I knew my father was a lawyer. I'd met his colleagues and heard about them, but I didn't really see any women until I would go into the office and I saw Kathy's. Seeing Kathy in the office was honestly the first time I realized that women could be lawyers. So I think I always had a fondness for her just because of that, and in addition because she's great. She's one of those people who is incredibly active and still makes time to help others.
My name is Chastity Boyce, and I am the Diversity and Inclusion Projects Manager at Skadden Arps.
Chastity can make an impact and change no matter the role she's in. She's definitely young, but she's rare. You don't meet people like her every day. She stumbled, of course, she's human, right? So it hasn't always been perfect. It hasn't always been the way she's wanted it to be, but she's never accepted that and internalized it and said, well, I'll give up. Giving up is not a part of who she is.
I'm Meredith Ritchie, and my title at Alliant Credit Union is Vice President, General Counsel, and Chief Ethics and Compliance Officer.
Alliant is one of the largest financial cooperatives in the nation with nearly $8.5 billion in assets.
I nominated Meredith because, quite simply, Meredith embodies the Women's Bar Association's mission. I believe the legal community in Chicago especially is lucky to count Meredith within its ranks. Meredith walks the walk and she talks the talk without even thinking about it.
Maybe women or woman is not as dirty of a word as it had been in the past, and so we're able to be a bit more vocal and take advantage of opportunities.
That's what we're seeing right now, is women publicly, regularly, loudly talking to other women about what we can do for one another, which is just something that didn't exist, at least especially in the professional sphere, until more recent years.
Seeing women on the bench, I think, is so important. You have a woman on the bench who has been through whatever you have been through. They know where you are, and that's very reassuring.
Women do not disappoint. If they say they're going to do something, they do it. Together, we could be very powerful.
I think leaders are born. I think that you are born with the desire to do more.
I actually think it's a combination. Despite the genetic component or something that may come naturally to somebody, I think also it's something you have to work very hard at.
I think that some people may have an innate ability to lead, but I've got to tell you, leaders can be made.
I will give the perfect lawyer answer and say it depends. I think some people are born leaders. If you are born with that natural charisma that makes people want to follow you, you should thank your lucky stars every day. I think the rest of us, normal human beings, have to learn what motivates other people.
I don't see leadership as just sort of what we think of in the old term by walking into a room and having everybody mesmerized by your aura. There can be a quiet style to leadership too. You can be a leader without having people sort of following you down the hall.
It's the natural order of things, right? I think that it just shows exactly what we're supposed to be doing as women.
I think it really goes along with the whole theme of mentoring.
It's exactly what we need to do. We need to help those who are on their way up.
If you've spent part of your professional life making it easier for someone amazing behind you to accomplish something that they deserve to accomplish, what better purpose have you served in the world, right? Than like letting someone else's talent come to the forefront.
I think it is so powerful, and I do think that we owe it to our peers and the next generation to put that hand down there and pull people up.
We've reached a point where it's time for women to start working together instead of competing against each other and talking each other down.
I think we owe it to them. We're bringing them into this profession. They need all the support they can get if they're going to do their best.
It was Madeleine Albright who said there's a special place in hell for women who don't help women, so I'm not trying to go there.
They'll be better lawyers. Our profession will be better served. And, reach out your hand and pull.
I think that we're reminders to each other that you can do it.
I find mentoring extremely important. It has been life-changing in my career personally. It's something that I find great enjoyment doing myself, both formally and informally.
Mentorship has been huge because I think especially if you're a woman in a profession where there aren't a lot of women, sometimes you can't see a clear path of getting to your ultimate goal. I don't think I would be nearly as successful today if I hadn't been lucky enough to collect the mentors that I've collected.
I think when you have people that invest in you and pour into you and you really see the benefit and the growth that happens because of it, you can't help but to reach back and do that for someone else.
You have to trust your mentor and your mentee has to trust you. It's as simple as that.
You have to make yourself available to be mentored. You need to seek it out.
I mean, with my experience being a mentor for others, I'd say 99.9% people do not disappoint. And I'd say especially women.
And I think some of the best mentors that I've had along the way are the mentors who saw more in me in the moment than I saw in myself.
My two daughters, who are 7 and 5, they are the reason I get up every morning. They're the reason I do what I do. And I am making sure every day that I teach Nora and Lila that you can have a career and an education, and if you have those things, the world is your oyster. You can do anything you want to do.
I think that, in whatever I'm doing, I always want to make a difference. My dad told me when I was really young that you want to sign your name with excellence. And so I work really hard to make sure that I'm doing that. And I think, I'm far from perfect and definitely can look back at things that I should have done differently. But I can always say that my heart is always 100% in it.
The ability to make a difference and make a change both in my clients' lives and make a change in the law and in society and change it for the better.
If I can solve a problem and be part of a solution, I'm very happy. Give me something broken or not quite right, and I would love to think of a solution for it and then execute on it.
The world being better for the next wave of women motivates me and has for as long as I can remember. And all the more so now because I have a 3-year-old daughter. And so the urgency of wanting the world to take big steps forward so that the playing field out there is just truly level, that is something I think about every single day. I would like to have a lot of superpowers. So maybe the superpower to create a lot of superpowers, but that's probably cheating.
I would like to be able to read minds, and I think that would be a huge asset, not just to my practice, but to everyday life.
I'm constantly having to be in one place or another, and I feel like if I had the ability to fly, I could get everywhere faster and continue doing more of the things that I love doing with the time that I had.
It would be the power to spontaneously give people more empathy. I think that we work together better as human beings, as lawyers, in whatever context, if we're better able to understand the perspective of the other person we're dealing with. So if I could snap my fingers and give someone empathy for me or for someone else, I would love that superpower.
If I had to settle on one superpower, it would be teleportation. The ability to teleport and watch my nephews grow up and spend more time with my parents and, you know, my cousins and friends that are on the East Coast would be very beneficial.
The ability to be able to see into the future. However, I'm not sure that would be the best thing. Sometimes it's nice not to actually predict what the future is going to hold.
I believe you don't have to wait to start making a difference. There is a mentality sometimes that people ought to wait their turn, but I think that your ability to impact others never stops.
Say yes to every opportunity.
What happens if you stop saying no to things? Get outside your comfort zone.
If you say no, you're shutting yourself off to things that are going to lead, if not immediately, but to other things.
What if you do go to that networking event, even if you don't know anyone else there? What if you do join that committee? What's the worst that can happen?
Don't turn down a seat at the table. Pull up that chair, don't refuse. Be open to opportunity, and good things will come your way.
Once I started saying yes to things, my life changed in such a positive way.
It's okay if something did not go perfectly well, because it means that I was going past what I was already able to do, and that's always a good thing.
Yes, completely yes. I'm getting goosebumps, yes.
Oh, yes. Without a doubt.
Definitely worth it.
Yes, yes, right? And it goes back to the idea of, I mean, it's hard and there are costs, but that just means you're going someplace new and stretching yourself. So of course it's worth it.
None of this comes easy. You work, hard work. That's the only way this gets accomplished. But yes, is it worth it? Absolutely.
There's a wonderful thing about what I do for a living, which is I love getting up and going to work.
You know, I love what I do. I get up in the morning and I'm excited and I'm motivated, and it's really so fun to get up and go out that door every day.
I very much am excited to go to work every day and excited about the possibility of making a difference.
I mean, I'm gonna keep climbing and see where it goes. The best feeling in the world is when you reach a place you never imagined you would reach.